Hello there, folks. Let's go to CSSBattle.dev, do the daily target. Oh. Wow. What a neat shape. All right, how do we make that guy? I think to start with, I'm going to put the light color using the nested template, right? So this is the HTML body tag. Let's create the margins to 6, 7, so 7 on the top, 10, 12, no, how about, is it 7? Just 7, okay. And then I feel inclined to do, to start with a conic gradient. It could be a mistake, but let's find out. All right, so what's the conic gradient? Well, it's two gradients either way. If I'm going to do it this way, so we'll start with a conic gradient that spans the whole thing. So that's going to be from 90 degrees at 200 pixels, 40 pixels, transparent, 25%, and then this color. All right, so this is what we got so far. All right, and if we put it in the upper corner, 0, 0, and we give it a width 100 pixels and a height 200 pixels. How about 100 pixels wide, tall, and oh, because this needs to be a different number. There we go. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. Let's modify the at values. So a little lower, 5, 6, and then this, is this also 60? Great, and then make a little taller, 110. How about 90, 95, 105? Tall, and then we make it a little wider. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 300, 310. And then what's left over is a linear gradient. Linear gradient. And I guess we could do a mask, right? It's going to be very similar in nature. So let's do, well, this color, 20 pixels, transparent. It's coming in from 90 degrees, comma, and then move it over 40 pixels. That roughly does it. Is it 10 pixels wide? 40, 50, 60, 15. There it is. Totally legit way to do that. Are there other choices? You bet there are. Let's minify unit replace. You get a few reductions using the unit replace, which basically turns pixel values into VH values. It doesn't do anything about Q values, which are shorter, but also a little hard to work with, a little more math and experimentation to get Q values. As far as that goes, there are other values you can use. If you're set a base font size, you can use other units still. This is definitely one way to go. All right, so if we're going to do this with some other technique, what would it be? If I created 2 elements, I still need to do this stuff over here, right? And I guess I could do would it be possible? Let's undo that. What are our other choices in terms of backgrounds for doing this shape? So let's look at the mask technique. So it's kind of the same thing, right? If I set mask and plop that into place, does that work? Kind of. If I flop these two colors. So there's a mask. So we're using, I mean, the principle is the same. So I'm going to submit that and make sure that that's still the same thing. But we still need all the same values. Minify, replace again, submit. Is that better? I don't think it's better. I don't think it's smaller. Is it? Yeah, it's very similar. What about a border technique? Is there a border technique? So we've got this margin of 7. So, okay, so nested template again. Set that 7 margin. And let's set borders. So we're going to do this. Do border inline. 10 pixels solid. Let's get rid of the background. So there, this is the technique that I was thinking of there. Plop. Let's make that bigger. 30, 40, 50, 60. And then it's what are our options? Well, if I set a color, what does that get me? So I'm going to set color, semicolon, and then what I can do box shadow inset, 0, 50 pixels, 10 pixels, no, 50 pixels, what if I set 10 pixels there? So that doesn't help me. Yeah, so I still need the 0 there. Kind of interesting. But that doesn't solve the missing piece part. It makes me not want to do border inset very much. It also makes this color a little less attractive. There are probably other ways to use the color value, which gets us default borders and default other things. But let's do background. Linear gradient, which is this color, and then transparent, 50 pixels, 50, 60, 60, and then 10 pixels over, repeat Y. So is that 15? And then if I set a width, can I do what? How about a 99%? And then a height of 100 pixels. Kind of gets what I want. 100, 110. 90. So is that correct? 90, 80, 90, 105. What have I got going on? Oh, so not big enough. Oh, because it's centered, isn't it? So okay, so here's a case where this won't work because I need a vertical, so I need a 0 there, and then it will work. So I need a vertical position because this is not, if this is the gradient, then I would need 3 color stops. I would need color stops on either end. Can I do that? Let's see. And then I can drop this. So set 40 pixels, 45 pixels, 0, 105 pixels, 0, and then make this 150. Don't forget the commas. Oh, okay, so not quite, but kind of interesting. Oh, so then I need this to be more. This needs to be 60. I have messed myself up. Oh, that's not the number. 15. This number needs to be different. 10. 6. No, 1, 10. 10. Oh, the height needs to be 20. Oh, that's close. $30, 20, 10. And I think I still need a vertical position there. So let's not do that. I think there's mathematically a way to do that, but that's looking harder. So let's do that. 105. Does that do it? Okay, let's submit that. I don't think I submitted this. If we did, and I've forgotten it already. We'll take a look. But this is one gradient and a border inline. So we'll minify, unit replace, and is that it? Yeah, that's a better score. So borders on the sides, and then a background that's just moved over one, and then with a repeat on the y-axis. That's kind of a nice technique, actually. What other choices are there? What would it look like if I had some elements in here? What if I thought of the light color as a bordered thing? So let's set that 7. And then the light background like that, and then this color. Oh, and this is not what I wanted at all. I wanted the nested template. So gotta undo it again. 7. All right, yellow gets replaced with the light lavender, purple here. All right, and then let's add 2 elements. 2, is that right? Actually, I would need 3, I think. Yeah, this is less exciting. What was I thinking? So already the margins, I gotta unset margins on the paragraph elements to make this work. So that, and there's an element. I would need to set padding. So that's kind of gets at, so 0, 10. Yeah, it's just not great. Yeah, I don't like that approach. All right, let's take more. Let's review. So the best score we got was on this guy. I think there's a lot of interesting techniques that could be done here for even more efficiency, including box shadows. So I guess box shadow type techniques would be potentially useful if we created some elements. But I'm content with nested template on this guy for today. I think the combination of a nested template and the blank template is not great today. So if we do border solid purple and then border width of 60, 60, 60, 0, then you can get that shape, right? Remove that, change that height to be 40 or something, 40, 50, 50, 50. Set the correct background color here, set margins here, 10, so is it 17, 20, 15, 15. This number needs to be, is it 15 as well? 5, 7, 7, there's 7. A little bit too tall, how about 40? What was it, 30? 40, 45. 45 is the height, okay. And if I set another one, plonk, 7, this number is going to be negative minus 40, and then this number is going to be 15? No, how about 50? 50, 60, 70, 80, 82, and then make this more negative, 5, 6, 7, 75. So that's 2 paragraph elements to make that. That's pretty simple. And then if I set a color here, then I get the correct color. And then if I set a box shadow, I will need 2 box shadows, and I'll need a semicolon before box shadow. So how about 0 minus 10 pixels this color, and then 0 minus 60 pixels? No, that's the y-axis. I actually need these flipped. Minus 60 and 0, and minus 10 and 0 to get that effect. And we need to go a little bit bigger, 15, and then a little bit more here, 70, 75. Oh, that's kind of nice. Let's submit that. So that's it. So I think this is kind of what I was thinking. Nice and tight. Margins only set once. Minify. There's no units to replace. I don't think we're using. Oh no, we are using some pixels. Unit. Submit. It's not bad. And then a few other little minor things we can do. A little surprising that it feels a little shorter, but it's not that much shorter. So yeah, I guess the winner is still this guy here. Very clean. Several clean solutions that are possible, and thinking of other solutions too. But I think I did, what I did, 3, 4, 3. Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you watching. I'm going to be traveling, so videos may be sparse, or I may figure out how to do them from the road. The last time I did it from the road, I had some audio problems and other kind of issues. Hopefully I will get to them. If I don't get to them in the next, if I don't get to them, then I will eventually get to them as retro CSS battles rather than daily battles. Apologies for any inconvenience this may cause. However, I'm not asking you to like, I'm not asking you to subscribe, I'm not doing any of those things. These are all for fun. In the meantime, have a great day, have a great week, Be good to yourself, good to each other, and go make a web page. It continues to be Weird Web October. Go make stuff for Weird Web October. It's a great time to make web pages, despite the world being a mess. All right, bye-bye.